Sisu, Road to Revenge is an intense action thriller that follows a story of courage, survival, and unrelenting vengeance. The film centers on Sisu, a quiet and resilient individual living a peaceful life in a remote, rugged setting. Their world is calm, until a brutal tragedy shatters it. A group of ruthless mercenaries attacks, leaving destruction in their wake. Sisu witnesses unimaginable violence, losing everything in an instant. Fueled by grief and a burning desire for justice, Sisu sets out on a relentless mission to track down those responsible. What starts as survival quickly becomes a path of vengeance, testing every ounce of their skill, determination, and courage. Sisu faces relentless challenges along the way. From heavily armed enemies to treacherous terrain, every encounter is a high-stakes test of strength and strategy. The fight scenes are intense and cinematic, blending raw energy with tactical brilliance. But the story isn't just about action, it's about Sisu's inner resolve. Each obstacle pushes them further, highlighting their unwavering determination and the power of courage in the face of impossible odds. The movie also explores emotional and moral strength. Sisu's journey is more than revenge, it's about reclaiming control, seeking justice, and standing up against oppression. Each moment of triumph and setback draws viewers deeper into their world, making us root for Sisu every step of the way. Visually, Sisu, Road to Revenge is striking. From sweeping landscapes to gritty, expertly choreographed combat, the film immerses the audience in every thrilling moment. The action sequences are carefully designed, showing not just Sisu's physical skill but also their intelligence and resilience. The climax delivers a powerful showdown with the mastermind behind the mercenary attack. This final confrontation tests Sisu's strength, strategy, and courage, emphasizing that revenge is not just about retaliation, it's about justice and the unyielding human spirit. In the end, Sisu, Road to Revenge is a gripping story of resilience, determination, and the power of one individual to make a difference. It's a must-watch for fans of action-packed thrillers and cinematic storytelling, keeping audiences on the edge of their seats from start to finish. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to The Quiet Spine for more movie summaries, cinematic breakdowns, and thrilling story analysis. Comment below, which Sisu moment had you on the edge of your seat? Let us know your favorite scene.